If you're trying to break into cybersecurity right now, chances are you've narrowed it down to two entry points, SOC Analyst or GRC Analyst. And chances are you're picking between them based on almost nothing. A job title, a vague sense of that one sounds more technical than the other, that's picking blind. So today I want to walk you through what each of these jobs actually looks like hour by hour so you can pick based on how you actually want to spend your day, not a guess. Here's the thing that surprises people. A SOC analyst and a GRC analyst may sit in the same building, report up through the same security leadership, both technically call themselves entry-level security professionals. But day to day, they're almost doing completely different work. Different skills, different rhythm, different kind of stress even. Let's start with the SOC side. A SOC analyst day usually starts with a shift handoff. Whoever worked before you walks you through what's still open, what got escalated overnight, what to keep an eye on. And from there, most of your day is going to center around one thing, a queue. That queue is a running list of security alerts generated by monitoring tools, and a single, pretty much every one of them, is a decision from you. Is this a real threat or is it noise? And if it's real, how serious is it? And what happens next? Think about what a typical alert actually looks like. An unusual login from a location nobody recognizes, a weird spike in outbound traffic from someone's workstation, a file that got flagged by antivirus software. You pull context, you check the logs, you're correlating what's happening across a few different systems at once, and then you decide, close it out, escalate it, or dig deeper. Some days that queue is just a slow trickle of false positives, pretty quiet. Other days you get a real incident, and that eats hours of focused, high-pressure work. Tracing exactly what happened, containing it, documenting every single step for whoever picks up the investigation after you. Here's the core of it. The pace is reactive. You don't usually get to choose what you work on next. The queue chooses for you. If you like structure, pattern recognition, and staying calm when things are moving fast, this rhythm is going to work for you. If you need more control over how your day unfolds, this one can wear on you. Now let's completely shift gears, because a GRC analyst's day starts in a totally different place. Not a queue, a calendar. This work is project-based and it spans weeks, not minutes. A typical week might include reviewing a vendor's security questionnaire before a contract gets signed, updating a risk register after a new system goes live, preparing evidence for an upcoming SOC 2 audit, or sitting in a meeting translating some new regulatory requirement into something specific a business unit actually has to go do differently. A lot of this job is reading, writing, and talking to people who are not security professionals, explaining why a control matters to a department that just sees it as friction, interpreting a framework requirement that's deliberately vague, and figuring out what reasonable and appropriate actually means for your specific organization, and documenting decisions clearly enough that an auditor, a full year later, can understand exactly why something was done the way it was. There's rarely a queue telling you what to do next hour. Instead, there's a set of deadlines, an audit date, a policy renewal, a risk assessment due to leadership. And the skill that matters the most here is prioritizing and communicating clearly, not reacting fast. If you like research, writing, and real conversations with stakeholders, you're going to thrive here. If you need the immediacy of watching something happen and reacting to it in real time, this pace might feel too slow for you. Let's talk skills for a second, because I think this is where people get it wrong. SOC work leans on technical pattern recognition, comfort with ambiguity under real-time pressure, and the ability to context switch fast between totally unrelated alerts. GRC leans on written communication, patience with documentation, and the ability to hold a nuanced framework requirement in your head while explaining it in plain English to someone who's never read it in their life. And here's a myth I really want to bust. Neither one of these is more technical than the other. I know GRC gets labeled the non-technical path consistently. It's not true. A GRC analyst who doesn't understand how systems and networks actually work cannot meaningfully assess whether a control is even sufficient. The technical foundation matters in both roles. What's different is how you apply it. Moment to moment, reactive analysis on one side, sustained written and interpersonal judgment on the other. So, how do you actually pick? If you can shadow someone in either role for even a single day, do that first. It beats anything I or anyone else can tell you in a video. Short of that, ask yourself honestly, does a fast, changing, unpredictable queue sound energizing to you or exhausting? Does sitting down and writing a clear policy document sound satisfying, or does it sound tedious? Is what draws you to security more about catching something in the moment it's happening, or more about building the structure that prevents the problem in the first place? Both of these are legitimate, valuable ways into a security career. Both open doors to real specializations down the road. Neither one is easier path than the one is real security path, right? No matter what some gatekeeping corner of this industry might tell you, the right one is whichever one matches how you actually would like to work, not whichever title sounds more impressive on a resume. So I wrote a full breakdown of this comparison on the blog this week. Link is in the description if you want to go deeper. And if you're still trying to figure out which path actually fits, that's exactly what Career Vectors is built for. There's a link for that below as well. If you're already in one of these roles and actually want to know what's surprised you, most about day to day once you started versus what expected, going in, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear more about it. Subscribe for more of this every week, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.